Students, changes are law of nature. These are important for our life. Changes can occur everywhere at any time. It is continuous process. Common changes taking place in our nature. These are sunrise and sunset, day and night, shape of moon, germination of seeds, rusting of iron, growing of baby into the adult, etc. Changes are mainly grouped as reversible change, irreversible change, chemical change, physical change, expansion and contraction. Students, we know that some changes are temporary and some changes are permanent. For example, when we stretch a rubber band, it goes back to its original shape when we let go. So that's why it's a temporary change. But when we burn a paper, it changes to ash forever. So it is a permanent change. Some changes are reversible and some changes are irreversible. Ice can change to liquid water and liquid water again change back to ice. So that's why it's a reversible change. What's about the ripening of a fruit? It's not a reversible. What's about the another changes? Some changes are very fast and some changes are very slow. Burning happens quickly. It's a fast change. And what's about the turning of milk into the curd? It takes many hours, so it's a very slow change. Some changes are useful to us while some changes are harmful. Turning of milk is a useful change, while rusting of iron is a harmful change. So, some changes result in the formation of new substances, and in some changes, the substance remain as it is. For example, when we melt ice from water, has the basic material changed? Now it's still water, through it appears be different. But when we burn a paper, it turns into the ash and smoke. Is ash the same material as a paper? No. A different material is formed. So, there are two different types of changes. In a physical change, the properties means the physical properties change. The change where no substance means new substance is formed is known as physical change. What are the physical properties now? Things like the color, state of matter, size, shape, smell, etc. In the physical changes are usually about the physical state of matter. In chemical change, a new substance is created. Students, what happens when you burn a sugar cube? Fire activates and a chemical reaction takes place between sugar and oxygen. The oxygen in the air reacts with sugar. It forms carbon and water vapor. So there is no sugar left behind. It changes into different substance. So burning a sugar cube is a chemical change. Iron rust when it is exposed to oxygen gas in air. You can watch the process happen over a long period of time. Rust is not a iron, but rust is a different substance that is formed because of the reaction. So, rusting of iron is a chemical change. When we burn a magnesium ribbon, you can see a bright light that it makes when it burns. It leaves ash behind. The ash looks nothing like the magnesium ribbon. The reaction is magnesium means Mg plus O2 means oxygen is equal to MgO. It's a chemical change when we start with two substances and end with a completely different substances. See the next example. Take some copper sulfate and add some water to it to make it a solution. It's a blue in color. Add some drops of dilute sulfuric acid to it. Take some of this and keep in a beaker. Drop some iron article like a shaving blade in a solution. In half an hour, the solution changes the color. The blue solution turns green. Is this magic? No. This is a reaction. This is a reaction between the copper sulfate and the iron. Compare both the solution. It looks like different. That's why, because the green substance formed is iron sulfate. So, new substance is formed. Check the blade too. This is something brown on the blade. That means the copper. Chemical change is happened. This is the reaction. The reaction is Fe means Fe plus CuSO4. It gives FeSO4 plus Cu. Students, rusting of iron is a chemical change, but it's a slow change. Rusting is formed when iron reacts with oxygen and the moisture also from the air. The material formed is iron oxide. Means the reaction we already discussed, Fe plus O2 plus H2, it gives Fe2O3 means iron oxide. So, how can we stop the articles from rusting? We can stop the articles from the rusting. We either stop the iron from come in contact with air or water or both. The second one is if you paint the iron surface, then it stops the contact with air. Third, even you can put a coating of the another metal on the iron. People put a layer of chromium on the iron. The fourth one is the most commonly applied coating on the iron is of zinc. It is called as galvanization process. Galvanization pipe don't rust. Students, have you heard of stainless steel? Most of the steel that we use at home is steel. It is a steel that doesn't rust. It is metalling. It is mainly made up of iron. But the metals like carbon, chromium, nickel and the manganese are mixed with steel. What is the crystallization process? When the seawater is evaporated and the salt is left behind. The salt is not a powdering and fine. You see some small lumps. These are actually nothing but the small crystals. So, crystallization is a physical change. Thank you and have a nice day.